Okay, today's July 24th, the memorial of Saint Charbel of Lebanon. We're here still in Budapest and we're getting ready to go down for breakfast, and then after that we're going to make our way over to St. Matthias Church and then begin a walking tour of this beautiful city. It also marks the beginning of our last full day here, so there's a real sadness that hangs over our hearts. For those of us who met each other just a few days ago and were total strangers, we've now become like a little family. Okay, so it's time to go down and get some breakfast. Yeah, good morning. I think it's 7:08. It's our last day. I'm getting forgetful.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Coffee machine is fairly well behaved and it's got a decent selection of different types of coffee. Yeah, so enjoyed a nice breakfast. Heading back to my room to freshen up a little bit. Now we're going to get ready to head out for Mass and a little walking tour. So as we're approaching our final hours together, praying together, having Mass together, builds a community. We'll all go our separate ways tomorrow, but I am sure of this: no matter which directions we go and where we end up, we're still going to have that bond, that connection between us. So for all of those of you who have joined us virtually on this pilgrimage, we may not have physically prayed with you, but we know that there is a spiritual bond between us, and our prayers for you are going to continue. The 206 Tours motto that's on my little carry bag here says, "Walking towards God." As pilgrims, there's no doubt in my mind that we have been walking towards God. I've been carrying that little 206 bag around with me. It's a little bag, it's like a pouch sort of, but it's been perfect to hold my camera. Yep, this is definitely one of those languages that I'm never going to grasp. I think the word felvanok is elevator. Asta fagoglalas, I think is reservation.
Foglalas.
Asta foglalas.
You read it, Jore geld. Kivanok means I wish. It's a formal way to say that. Jore geld. Kivanok.
Okay, so now I'm going to get myself in trouble because I got my little cheat sheet here on how to say good morning, and I can actually say I wish you a good morning by going Kivanak Jore geld. I don't think so. So we're in an excellent hotel, and the probably only downside to it is by its main entrance, there's no place for the bus to park. I will sing to the Lord all my life.
They do not sow or reap. They gather nothing into barns.
Okay, we're arriving now at St. Matthias Church, where we're going to have our Holy Mass. Father Greg is saying the Mass this morning. 2 weeks on the road.
2 weeks on the road. It's been wonderful.
This is one of the oldest churches here in Budapest. Okay, Father Greg and I have now made it here to the sacristy. We're about to go out and have our Holy Mass. We will certainly keep your intentions in our prayers throughout. So, Father Greg and I have now wrapped up our last Mass together. Truly blessed event indeed. And so we thank Father Greg for his service as a priest.
Thank you.
And we wish him many, many blessings.
Thank you, and same for Father Peter.
Unbelievably beautiful church. We were so blessed to have Holy Mass here.
But you can see this. Please follow me. Only Roman Catholic churches can only be named after saints. Now, Matthias was not a saint. He was just the Renaissance king of Hungary in the 15th century. Of the Virgin Mary, you can see that there is the Holy Crown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, but you cannot crown the Virgin Mary with any country's crown. It's just
it's
whoever-
country's
that's
crown.
Hungary's. So in the middle, you can see Saint Emeric, who was the only son, yes, that's right, of Saint Stephen. And Saint Stephen is on the left.
Okay, so we found out while we were inside the church that it's the Matthias Church, but not named after Saint Matthias of the Bible. Matthias was a Renaissance king of Hungary and donated a lot of money. The real name of the church is Our Lady the Virgin Mary.
For my suffering, walking up those stairs for the holy souls in purgatory.
Building's iconic, and I think they did a pretty good job.
Okay, so today's guide is giving us a wealth of information about the Catholic history here in Budapest and in Hungary. He's already told us that pretty much 70% of the population here is still Catholic. He gave us all the information about St. Elizabeth of Hungary. St. Elizabeth went out and fed the poor against the king's wishes.
Magyar.
Well, the crowds here have definitely increased from the time we arrived this morning. Bus after bus, group after group. You could see why people would want to come here. Gorgeous.
And the Hungarian people, or the Magyar people, they were dwelling on the other side of the Ural Mountains from about 2500 BC, more or less. So not a long time, right? This is the hero stone, or the tomb of the unknown soldiers. Saint Stephen, double cross, halo, crown, 100% seen.
And on top of the big obelisk behind me is the Archangel Gabriel, who was the one who brought the royal crown to Hungary. When the Hungarians were seeking their own crown, they appealed to the Pope, who would be the only one that could have granted it to them. And it was the angel Gabriel who appeared to the Pope and said, give the crown to the next one who came. And the next one who came was the Hungarian ambassador.
I know about like four
Yeah, so our walking tour is going quite well. We are getting off the bus now, and we're going to head back over towards where St. Stephen's is. He just mentioned that this place over here has the best green apple lemonade.
Here. And also, like the Matthias Church is not in consumption. It's like an easy.
All right, so we wrapped up our walking tour here, and we've got a little time before lunch. So Father and I are going to slip into the Adoration Chapel and say a few prayers. I'm going to say a few extra for you as well. Well, that was fantastic. I wouldn't have even realized that there was a little chapel there. Apparently they put in this tiny little Blessed Sacrament chapel right as you're going in. There's just a handful of us in there, but the Blessed Sacrament is exposed. I'll tell you, that's what it's all about. So we just had a wonderful lunch together. Thank you, 206 Tours. Now everybody's got some free time. Some are just heading in different directions. All right, so we gave everybody the option and they decided to stick around. So only Father and I are heading back to the hotel. And so as our pilgrimage now comes to an end, I thank all of you for joining us on the virtual pilgrimage. It has been a true blessing to share our time with you. I pray that all of our pilgrims arrive home safely. May God give you his peace, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.